Hi friends, welcome back to Via Meditation channel. There was a Christmas break and a New Year break, and I'm making this video after a short gap. Today, let's talk about the wisdom of water. The topic for today is the Watercourse way of Taoism. A few days ago, I was talking to Guru Sarvananda, and he was trying to explain his point that Taoism is a path of supreme acceptance. It's like a flowing river. He gave the example of river Ganges, that it flows from Himalayas all the way up to Bay of Bengal. On the way, some people may wash their clothes, some people may pollute it, and there could be some people who would pray and perform arati. But the river does not object, it keeps flowing. It accepts what comes its way. That is the path of Tao. You don't make choices. Making choices is duality. And whatever happens, you accept, then you're in line with Tao. And that is the path of supreme acceptance. The wisdom of Taoism was, of course, started by Lao Tzu. Of course, these wisdoms have been eternal, have always existed, but it's attributed to Lao Tzu as the founding father of Taoism. And if you look at Jiddu Krishnamurti, while he does not subscribe to any thought process, truth is a pathless land, as he says, but if you read some of his quotes and the way he puts himself, there's a very natural Taoism about Jiddu Krishnamurti. There's a very famous quote of Jiddu Krishnamurti which says, "I don't have any problems because I don't mind what happens." When you don't mind what happens, then you're in line with Tao. You are accepting what's happening your way. You're accepting whatever is coming your way. Bruce Lee was also inspired by Jiddu Krishnamurti, and he was also inspired by Taoism. If you read Bruce Lee or see some of his interviews, this is a very famous interview where he says, "Be formless, be shapeless like water. If you put water in a cup, it becomes a cup. If you put water in a teapot, it becomes a teapot. Be water, my friend." That's a very famous interview. Try to find it on YouTube. And if you read Tao Te Ching, which is the main text of Lao Tzu, the main text of Taoism, there is a lot of reference of water there. And in one of the references, it says that water is the most softest object, but it cuts through the hardest, which means water cuts through the rock. The other very interesting thing about water, as it is mentioned in Tao Te Ching, is that it rushes to the lowest spot. When you are identified with your identifications and ambitions, you don't go to the lowest spot, you go to the highest spot. That's the path of ambition. But when you empty yourself and when you become in a state of no mind, in a state of Taoism, in line with Tao, you actually go towards the lowest point, which means you empty yourself of all your identification attachments and you rest in peace. So the philosophy of water is very important. Whether it is still, whether it is crashing, it has potential energy as well as kinetic energy. And I'm talking it from a spiritual perspective. Lastly, since we're talking of water, there is a very famous Zen master named Hakuin, and there was a song which is called as Hakuin Song of Meditation, where he says, "All beings are born Buddhas, like water, like ice," which means we are born free flowing like water, but with our identification, with our education, with our ambitions, with our goals, we become solid like ice. Ice has a form, ice has a shape, ice is hard. While water is free flowing, it has no shape, no form, and hence it is in line with Tao. And if you go towards enlightenment, which is one step ahead, you become vapor and get dissolved into the cosmos. So that is the small commentary on the Watercourse way. Of course, if you want to study Taoism in detail, I will recommend you to read the book Tao Te Ching. It is very detailed, but I just wanted to pick one aspect in today's video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and help me spread the word of mindfulness and meditation. Bye-bye.